Hi class, I am back. I have my pen working now, so sorry about that, but thank you for starting this second video up. So where we left off, we were doing letter B, and we were checking to see if this was a proportion. So what I need to do is I need to take 12 times 50, 12 times 50, and I need to see if that is equal to the other cross product. First of all, I'm just going to write down 12 times 50 is 600. Okay, so now let's see, is this equal to my other cross product? So what is 20 times 32? Well, 20 times 32 is 640. So 600 and 640 are not equal, so this does not form a proportion. It is definitely a no. It's not a proportion. All right, taking a look at the last one here, we have 16 times 7. 16 times 7, which if I were to calculate that, that's 112. And now let's find our other cross product. 14 times 3. And 14 times 3 is 42. So does 112 equal 42? No, it does not. So this is not a proportion. Proportions only work if the two ratios are equal to each other. Okay, so looking at example 3, now we're going to use this same strategy, this cross product strategy, to solve the proportion. So use the cross product to solve the proportion. Here's letter A. We're going to take x times 84, so I'm just going to write that down, 84x. X times 84 is 84x. And then we have our other cross product, which is 14 times 2. What is 14 times 2? That's 28. Okay, and then we just have 84x. I'm just going to write that down. Now, keep in mind that this is 84 times x. So how do you undo times? You divide. So I divide both sides by 84. So now we get x is equal to 28 divided by 84, which is going to be a fraction, and that's okay. If I were to simplify that, that's going to be 1/3. Or I could write it as a decimal to 0.3 repeating. Any of those is okay with me. All right, next problem. We have 18/24 is equal to 3/2. One thing I do want to mention about these is I do know for sure that these two ratios are equal because it tells me that it's a proportion already. So in the above example, I didn't know if it was a proportion, this one. I didn't know, I had to figure it out. But this one I know it's a proportion. So I know these two things are equal. So it's okay for me to say that 18 times t is equal to 24 times 3. Okay. So 18 times t, I can't simplify, I just write that down. But 24 times 3, that is 72. Now, how do I get rid of 18 times? Well, I do the opposite. I divide by 18. So t is going to be 72 divided by 18, which is the number 4. All right, letter C. I'm going to do the same thing. We have 16 times 45, which I hope we're getting to the point now. I could write down 16 times 45 like that on my paper, or if I know that I'm taking 16 times 45, I could just immediately go to what is that answer. That answer is 720. Okay. Now I'm going to do the other cross product, p times 10. Now, how do you undo that times? You divide by 10. Okay, 720 divided by 10 is 72. So p is equal to 72. All right, the last one in this set, we have 9 times 7. And again, I could write down 9 times 7, or I could just do that math right away. 9 times 7 is 63. And then I have b times 1.5. 1.5 times b. Okay, how do you undo times? You divide. And here's something. I want you to know that you need to divide by 1.5, not the 63, because we're always looking at where is the b, where is the variable, and wherever that variable is, the number that's next to it, in this case the 1.5, that's the number that we're trying to get rid of. Okay, so that's why we knew that we had to divide by 1.5. If I do 63 divided by 1.5, I get 42. And then these 1.5 divided by 1.5 cancels, so b is equal to 42. Okay, I do want to remind you guys that the great thing about these videos is you can pause them. You can rewind them. If you don't get a section, feel free to go back and watch it. Feel free to watch these examples as you are doing your assignments for the day. So all of that will help you. So please utilize that feature on a video, pausing it and rewatching it. Okay, the last example for today is example 4. It says an adult rhinoceros beetle weighs only 0.525 ounces, but can carry about 446.25 ounces on its back. If a person were proportionately as strong as a rhinoceros beetle, how much weight could a 100-pound person carry? Okay, and it actually gives me this in a chart right over here. It says the beetle can carry 446.25 ounces compared to a person that can only carry X ounces. Beetle weighs 0.52 ounces compared to a person that weighs 100 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up a proportion. Keep it in mind that this lesson is all about proportions. So if I have a word problem, that's a huge hint that it's probably going to be a proportion. All right, on the left side, I'm going to write the beetle's facts, and on the right side, I'm going to write the person's facts, just to kind of keep that straight. So the beetle can carry 446.25 ounces and weighs 0.525 ounces. So basically, I just took this right here and I copied it down. Okay, and then the person carries X pounds and weighs 100 pounds. So I just took this and wrote that down. Okay, and now I do my cross product. So I take 446.25 times 100, which if I do that, that's 44,625. And then that's going to equal my other cross product, which is 0.525 times X. Okay, now how do I get rid of this 0.525, because that's the number I want to get rid of. So here's my X. I want to get rid of the number that's next to that X. All right, so I'm going to divide, because right now it is times. So I'm going to divide on both sides. All right, if I were to do that on a calculator, which I strongly recommend, you're going to get 8,500 pounds. Let me just double check that quick on a calculator. I think I noticed on the teacher's notes I wrote down 2 different numbers, so I'm going to check that really quick. 0.525. All right, oh, excuse me, we get 85,000 pounds. Okay, so we need to double check, did we answer the question? How much weight could a 100-pound person carry? The person could carry 85,000 pounds. Now, I hope you think about this for a second. Is that realistic? Definitely not. Definitely not. There's no way that a person can carry 85,000 pounds. So keep in mind that this beetle is very, very strong compared to a person. They're actually not proportionately that strong. If you look at the question, it does say if a person were proportionately as strong. So although this is our answer to the problem, this is not realistic in life. Okay, I hope that helps. Reach out if you have any questions.